This is the M4A1, and we all know the M4. We've seen it in so many shooting games out there, but now we're looking at Delta Force. So I'm going to be showing you the builds for this M4A1. I'm going to be telling you why this gun is super good, and one of the reasons is this skin right here. When you try to inspect this skin, just look at what you hear.
Doctor, 終わってない仕事がたくさんありますから、まだ休んじゃダメですよ。
I do not understand Japanese, but just hearing this, it makes me go, oh my god, wow. It makes me go into a god mode, bro. Anyway, let me show you guys the build, and yeah, the M4A1. Now let's take a look at the build. Before the build, let's take a look at today's sponsor, Top Up Live. Top Up Live offers discounted prices on in-game coins of your favorite games, and if you use my promo code, you get a 12% discount. The link is in the video description, and the cool thing is you can pay with any payment method that you prefer. So the barrel is the AR Trench standard barrel. As you can see, it gives a little bit range and most velocity, and it gives control. So with the M4, I didn't want to, affect other stats, because if you check most of these barrels, they kind of like reduce the stats of, other parts of the gun, and I didn't want any of that, so I had to go for this one. And for the muzzle, we went with the Sandstone vertical compensator, just to tone down that vertical recoil. I just love, reducing my vertical recoil on my guns. It makes it much easier to, to aim. So we had the vertical recoil of the gun going down. So this is how the recoil pattern looked before. This is how it looked, and with the calibrations we've done to the gun, this is now how the recoil pattern is. And for the foregrip, we went with the resonant ergonomic grip. This gives vertical control, vertical firing stability, and also vertical firing camera stability. The mag is the M4 45 round extended mag. I could have gone for the 60, but some of the stats were affected, and I just felt like 45 rounds, it sounds like it's already good. We don't really need more shots on the gun. And for the red grip, we went with the AR heavy tower grip. This gives us like an extra attachment slot, which is a grip mount, and this gives us good stability on the gun, because the M4, it has like bad firing stability. So I was kind of like trying to make that up, and you can look at the stats of the gun. Stability is up to 68. So yeah, let's go back here. So now with the stock, we went with skeleton sniper stock, handling, stability. It gives us all of that, and this is the most important part. Okay, we'll talk about the optic later. Let's look at the other things. So for the upper patch, we went with the Ranger handguard panels, and the upper rail, we went with a laser. So normally I could have put my laser on the left patch or the right patch, sorry, on the left rail or on the right rail, but this time around we put it at the upper rail for a reason. For example, in the upper rail, you can only put a laser or a flashlight right there. You cannot put any panel. But on the left rail or on the right rail, which is where I would have put my laser, I can put lasers, I can put flashlights, I can also put panels. So to maximize the attachment slots on the gun, I had to make sure that I put the laser on the upper rail and put panels in the patches and the left and right rails. And in my left rail, I put the Casey Hound handguard panel to give us extra stability. And now let's look at this. So normally, most people would just go to the optic for the M4 and pick an optic sight. Now, take a look at this. If I had put this optic sight like this on the M4, when I'm trying to shoot at my target, I'll be seeing these huge bays below. Like, I don't want to see that huge base underneath my gun, this thing right here. I don't want to see it. So what I had to do was I had to put this right there. Where is it at? So I had to put the riser right there. So this would take away all of that, and then we put our red dot sights on the gun. Calibrate it like this. So this time around, when we zoom in, we won't really be seeing that huge base in the gun. It's still there, but we won't really be seeing it like that. So this is how the calibration looks. So the barrel is all set like this. ADS movement speed is actually reduced by 4%, but we'll make up for that. And the foregrip, you can see ADS speed is up, ADS movement speed is still a bit down, but like I said, we're gonna make up for that. And then the rear grip, we set like this, giving us that stability and also the aiming stability as well. We just focus on stability on the rear grip. And then right here we have ADS movement speed up by 4%, extra control on the gun, and my riser and optic. This is how it just looks. So guys, try this build out for yourself and tell me what you think in the comment section. I really want to hear your feedback, because the M4A1, it hasn't really been a gun I like using. You know, I've played Delta Force for a long time right now, but you can check my entire channel. I do not really use this gun, but I decided to, you know, pick it up, and honestly, it's not really a bad gun. It's not really a bad gun. It gets the job done. But if you're using the M4A1 in ops, in operations, don't do that. Don't do that. And with that said, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Soon.
Enemy is attacking.
Allied troops engaging at objective Bravo 1.